It's Saturday afternoon. By now I have usually done a couple of deals, sold cars on under the belt. I've usually gone on a couple of test drives. I've had a ruck of inquiries, the phone's off the hook. We've had 20 people on by now. I've been here for hours. I've not seen one single person walk on this pitch. It is dead. Absolutely dead. Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel. You join me here at the car pitch where we're dealing used cars under £5 grand, the cheap end of the UK used car market. So, pitch update, what have we been up to over the last 7 to 10 days? Well, usually I will be showing you lots of sold cars and I'll be showing you all new things that have arrived and basically talking about that and what's been going on over the last week or so. I mean, we'll cover that a little bit, but the reality is I haven't really got much to show you from our last update because, well, it's basically dead. It is absolutely dead at the moment. I have never known it to be this quiet since I've been here, as I've been here now for nearly 2 years. I've not experienced a month like this, or certainly a start to a month like this. A day of filming today, it's the 5th of July. I say we finished off June pretty well. We just missed target, so we didn't quite get there, and it was a bit of a struggle. June, it wasn't a great month. July hasn't started any better. In fact, I fear it's going to be even worse, which is not good going forward. But anyway, I'll delve on more on that later on as my theories why, and show you a bit more about what the sort of numbers are and what we've been experiencing over the last week or so, which is pretty much nothing. However, on the upside of that, we have had a bit more time on our hands, which has meant that we've managed to get sold cars out, because we sold quite a few weeks ago, and we still got some of those lingering around, and we've just gotten them all finished off. We say customers waiting for them, or some customers postponed picking them up till this month, so we are slowly getting them done dusted. And also been working on some stuff that have been lingering around as well. But first of all, actually I'm just going to go answer that phone, because that's a phone call, which is something we haven't heard in a while. Sorry about that. Right, where was I? By the way, that call wasn't a sale. It was just a marketing company basically trying to bend me ear about stuff we don't need. Right, so let's have a look around the pitch anyway. I can show you what space I've created, because I've created a lot of space on the pitch and I've had a bit of a move around of stuff. And then we'll have a chat about really this sort of torrid month we've started to have already in the month of July. Right, well, as you can see, we have created actually quite a lot of room, mainly because we've took a lot of the trade stuff out of dead corner and got rid of it and traded it on, and say we just made a little bit of room and got, say, about 4 or 5 gone this week, which I've just basically got money back out, or someone made a little bit of profit on. I'm saying what we've mainly done is taken some of the cars that were over here and started to manoeuvre them this side. So my idea going forward for the pitch is try and get more of the cars on sale, like here, staggered across, a bit like we used to do when we first opened up, which we never managed to be able to do again since, well, certainly for the last year or so, where we've been able to get cars lined up this side, sort of at a staggered angle. So we're going to have it from now on where you come in the pitch and you can come over to the right side as you walk in, and the cars over there on sale, with the exception maybe just 1 or 2 here. This is because this gateway here is quite good, because you get quite a bit noticed as people driving past. So yeah, that is the idea. We've also cleared out this bit. We're going to basically make this more of a prep side as well. So get all these prep cars this side. Usually won't have one here, but have all the prep cars at this side, and then sales all along here and go backwards and sort of utilise this space more. Might even have it fancied up and done something to the ground, maybe some stones or maybe tarmac at some point in the future. Who knows? But that's the one for another day. Certainly not this month, because well, we haven't made any money. That's really it I can say on the car front. There's no point me showing you what we've already got, really, to be honest, because it's the same things I showed you in the update video a few days ago. So we've got the Vauxhall add-ons, we've got the Corsas, we've got Igos and stuff like that, C1s, and a couple of grand. I've got a couple of Corsaries, I've got a Mocha, which again actually this week's had a few views on, but no one's managed to take it or put a deposit down on it. It's just, it seems to be people are interested but not quite committing with it. Maybe it's because of the Arnold Clark sticker. I keep getting told remove the Arnold Clark stickers off the cars, which I've started doing. I actually did that one just a few moments ago, and that one's coming off in a minute. So I do read the comments, people, so I will take the Arnold Clark stickers off, which we usually do, but my valet has been off this week, so I've forgot basically and not done it. And that's really it, really, not much else to say. I've had a few people look at the C1, there's not the C1, sorry, the C-Max. That's had a bit of interest, but it is just so quiet. I mean, it's just really quiet that I've never experienced anything like it, to be fair, since I've been here. So we've only had a handful of people on, where usually we get 5-6 people on a day looking, even in the week, and even more so on a Saturday. And today is a Saturday, by the way, Saturday the 5th of July. Usually now I've seen 10 people, probably gone on a couple of test drives, certainly would have done 1 or 2 deals. It's what, nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, nearly 10 to 2. I've not had a single person on the pitch today. Not one person has been on this pitch, which is unheard of for a Saturday. And it's not as though we've got like hardly anything on sale, which we haven't got a lot on sale. We never do, because we're usually always selling it. But we've got more than we've had on sale recently. We've probably got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars I think I've got on sale. 12 including one inside. Which is, I haven't had that 12 cars on sale for, God, months and months. Usually have about 7 or 8, and then we sell 4, and we get another 4 done, and then we sell them, and it's a cycle like that. So I don't know, it's a funny one. And, you know, we've got some alright things. Adam, not much interest on that. That's a nice colour, nice thing. Cheapest Corsa we've ever sold. Not any inquiries on that. The cheapest, well, not the cheapest, one of the cheapest C1s we've had for a while with a low mileage. Again, they usually sell like within hours. I've even sold them in minutes of going on Facebook. Again, no interest. It's a bit of a strange time. But we've had to go get other things sorted and sorted out. So we've been working on cars like this Astra. So that's all sorted. That's going on sale on Monday. We've been getting some of the Soul cars ready. So like the IB for that Soul going out on Tuesday. I've got a red 107 which is buried over there. That's going out Tuesday. I've sold 3 of those over there, which are trade vehicles, so there's hardly anything across them. I've got an Alto I pulled out, which I've just started finishing off, which is going to go on sale. Again, that's going to be a little cheapie. Panda that I'm going to take to paint on Monday. I've got a Fiat 500 that I bought, a low mileage one, which is, I think it's over there. That is going to get worked on for next week, because we haven't got any 500s for sale. And in fairness, they're the only things we have been selling over the last few weeks, 500, so I need to prioritise that. Did have a look at my Megane, because you're wondering, because I mentioned that in the last video. Was hoping to get that PDI'd and do something with that, because it was a really nice car, being a diesel estate. I really wanted to get that on sale. However, I've decided against it, because it wants a few jobs underneath doing to it. It's got a check injection light on. It's got an electrical issue, which is looking, well, it can be fixed, but with all the other jobs on it I won't have to do, and a cam belt, water pump, etc. There's just something not quite right with me that's saying, look, you can either sell it as it is with the faults and to another trader and let them deal with it, let them fix it, let them have some profit out of it and make a little drink out of it, or do we go down that route? We're not desperate for stuff at the moment. We know we're not flying stuff out the door, so I've decided to go with the other option. Just trade it on, make a little bit of wages out of it. I've actually done quite alright out of it, to be fair. I've had a few £100 out of it with no hassle, and open up a potential can of worms, because Renaults and electric issues can sometimes go one of two ways, which is either a straightforward fix and you think brilliant, or they usually end up turning into an absolute nightmare and you throw money at them and eventually you just lose your rag and just get rid of them anyway, or it just costs so much to fix they're just not worth bothering with. So I don't know, there's something that's just not quite sitting right with me, so I've decided to trade it on, which I'm really gutted about, because I know had it been more straightforward and less risky to start, throwing money at it, it would have sold pretty quickly, he says, in July, when no one's buying cars at the moment. But you know what I mean. It certainly would have been a decent car for the pitch. What else is really? There's not much else to talk about, to be honest. I've got a white Astra over there that's just landed, which is going to go on sale. I've got a few Astras coming in. So I've got a 1.6 petrol white one there. It's a bit specky. I've got the silver one, which we finished off, like I mentioned a few moments ago. That's going on sale. That'd be a nice little sort of just over £3,000 mark, of decent miles on. That's going on sale. That's really it. I've got a C1 which I've bought, which I'm not quite sure what to do with, a convertible one, because it's got the wrong engine in really for me, but I might trade that on. I've sold that Chevrolet as a trade vehicle. Also sold this Aveo, which has been here for ages. I'm trying to sort that out. That is being sold on a trade as well. That was a car that I bought. It had a horrible engine noise. I assumed it needed an engine because it sounded catastrophic, but actually we thought, well, we're having to clear it out, let's just have a quick look at it before we condemn it. We were basically just going to scrap it, because I've been waiting for an engine for it for ages to come in. It's a Vauxhall Corsa based vehicle, and I needed a 1.2 Corsa engine, and it has to be over a certain year. And every one I've ever had in scrap, and because we do usually keep the odd Corsa in scrap in the corner because they're useful. I haven't got any at the moment, but I usually keep one. They've all been 1.4s, so the engine wouldn't have gone in. Well, it would have gone in, but it wouldn't have worked. So we've had to wait, and it got to the point where I'm thinking, look, it's never going to happen. We're never going to get a Part X in with a 1.2 in our lifetime that's going to be suitable to go in here to solve a problem, that the fact that I've overpaid for an old car and not looked at it properly, not done my due diligence, and ended up buying a pup. So I thought, sod it, cut my losses,
we'll just get rid of it and we'll get a few £100 back and we'll invest it in something else. But the mechanic, in his wisdom, said, well, actually, no, let me just have a quick look at it. And actually, the horrible noise which it had turned out to be something more rather straightforward. And we managed to fix it, and it's now up and running. But I've still not got great confidence in it because it probably wants a change because it's a bit rattly. And it doesn't look like it's been particularly well serviced, and the oil's all gunky in it. So although it's functioning now, it's not really something that I would want to be sending out to a customer, you know, even if we do throw more money at it. So at least it's up and running, so we can just trade it on, and that's what we're going to do. We could have put it in an auction, but, you know, something like that. So we've got rid of that, so that's going as well. So we've got rid of a couple of the cars, and I've not blown my brains out on that one, thank God, and I actually made a little tiny bit of money on that one. So again, they're moving us next week, so we're going to create even more space, and from that we can, you know, start to get some of the other dead cars done and prepped and on sale, like me Skoda estate card automatic, which has been here for ages and should have been dealt with a lot sooner. That's going to be sorted. The Astra behind it, a little cheap Astra H, that's ready to be done. That's got all the bits, that's ready to be sorted, and we can start to get the pitch back a little bit. At least that's the plan. Got my C-Max going for paint on Monday. That needs a rucker paint. It's a bit, you can see here on the corner, bumper, wing, a few other little bits, but it will stand throwing a rucker money at it to make it look a nice car. And we seem to have a lot of interest in the black C-Max, and we're not particularly busy. We're not busy at all, but we have had interest in that. So my reckoning is, if we get interested on a petrol one that's older, a diesel one that's a little bit newer that's going to be similar money, we might get rid of that as well, probably, you know, in the next few weeks or month or so. I reckon that will be a good seller. So there we go. That's really it, to be honest, on the pitch update. I'm sorry I haven't got more to show you.
Although I have actually been buying a few little bits. I mean, that's probably the last now of cars I'm going to be buying for a while at the auctions, because I've got quite a lot already sort of at paint, which is coming back, and I've got some other vehicles I've had off site which are coming back. So I've got things like a Tiguan coming in. I've got my Rover 75 coming back soon, which is a nice little thing. That's a really nice thing. I'm going to put that on sale, have a go at that. I say I've got some more Astras coming. I've got a couple of Fiestas as well coming on sale. So I've got quite enough really to be getting on with. Got another Dacia Sandero Stepway coming as well, with a 900cc in, which is the first one I've ever sold on here. I've driven loads of those, but I usually buy the 1.2 or the 1.5 diesel. I'm a little bit wary of the 900cc, but I'm going to give this one a go, see how we get on with that one. More C1s and Igos, obviously, they're always coming in. I've got a few of those in the pipeline. So plenty to be getting on with, and I'll be able to fill the pitch back up again. And hopefully, when things turn for us, and the things, you know, must need to turn quickly, to be honest with you, we can start selling again. Is that things aren't particularly great. It's just say it's really slow. We've only had really a handful of customers all week in. The phone really hasn't really rang. We usually get, you know, 10 times as many calls as what we've been getting recently. It's like people have just decided that when we come up to 6 weeks holidays, that they've just decided they're going to hold off a little bit earlier than they would usually do. Now, I've been in this game a very, very long time, whether it's selling cars or even a previous business running garages, and the two are very similar, sort of how they work. It's usually busy in sort of as a rule of form. January's busy, February's busy, March is pretty busy. But during the holidays, it goes down a little bit, goes quiet. 6 weeks holidays, always, in my experience, there's other traders out there, let me know, not always been great. It's always drops off a bit, and it picks up again in end of August, September, and you have a really good run until Christmas. That's usually sort of an average cycle of a car trader, you know, busyness, whether it's garages or, let's say, car sales in general. However, this year, for some reason, it seems to have started a little bit earlier. So we're not quite at the 6 weeks holiday season where the kids are off yet and people are going away, but already it's gone quiet. And I think there's lots of things for that, reasons for that. I think people are a little bit scared of the economy situation. It's not great. People are holding back. Now, don't get me wrong, we've had quiet spells in the past. I mean, we've done plenty of videos where we've been really quiet, but something doesn't quite feel right about this one, because usually when we've been quiet, it's been quiet for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. We've still had the odd sale, but it's just not quite flowed what we usually would expect. So i.e., you expect to sell 3 or 4 this week and you sell 2, the next week you only sell 2 again, but then the following week it picks up all of a sudden and you sell 5, 6 or 7, and it all tallies out towards the end of the month. Well, June wasn't like that. It was very sporadic. We had a few good sales at the beginning, and then it really was very slow, picked up a little bit towards the end, but it still didn't quite get to where we wanted to be. And in fact, last month, although I haven't officially done the numbers, but quick sort of fag packet calculations, I suspect that we probably didn't actually make any profit last month, which is probably the first time since I've been here that has ever actually happened. And then we go into July, and yes, we're only 5 days in, but even the last days of June weren't particularly great, and it sort of fed into July and nothing's really improved. In fact, it's declined really declined. This week is even worse. If I say we don't make the numbers, you lose money. And you know, we have overheads. I have overheads like every other garage, and you'd be quite surprised how much my overheads might be. And as well, bear in mind the margins in the cars that I sell are nowhere near as high as what you would get, for instance, selling 10, 15, 20 grand sort of crop cars. You sort of average, you know, your local independent dealer that's got 50, 60 cars on his site. They're going to be having a lot more margin out of them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm speaking to other traders as well. It's not just me who's quiet, everyone's quite quiet. But the job is a lot easier when you're getting half decent margins out of it, let me tell you. So for me, really, I get an okay margin out of cars, but because we're dealing in the cheaper cars, which are generally the easiest things to actually sell, we always never seem to be running out of customers. We never seem to struggle to sell cars, really. But numbers are important, because at the end of the day, if we miss target by 3 or 4 cars, you'd think, well, surely that was going to make a lot of difference. Actually, that can literally mean the profit for that month. Those 2 or 3 cars or 4 cars we don't sell is our profit. So effectively, we've broke even, or in some cases like last month, probably actually lost money, because we also got rid of some cars, some trade out cars that have been lingering here for a while, so we had a bit of a cull. So we also obviously had a bit of a loss on there as well. So in reality, we didn't make any money last month. Now that's all right for a month, it doesn't matter. But if it keeps going on, or you go through a summer like that where it's really poor, you get into a not very great position. Yeah, so I'm not after any sympathy, so please don't give me any sympathy in the comments or anything like that. That's not what this video is intended about. It's just basically giving the reality of what this job sometimes can be like. I am not going to be in any trouble whatsoever if we don't sell enough cars this month. But from a sort of pride perspective and running the business, it's not nice to see when you're having a bit of a downturn, even though that I'm not necessarily going to starve at the end of the month because we haven't sold 15, 16, 17 cars or whatever. Anyhow, right, I'm going to leave it there, chaps. I will promise that the next video is a bit more lively, a bit more chirpy, and I've got good news for you. At least that is the hope and the plan for it anyway. So I will leave you be. I hope you've all had a great week so far. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments if you've got any theories of why maybe a bit quiet. Are you a trader out there? Are you experiencing similar problems? Is it quiet? Are you having issues and problems getting the phone calls, getting the leads in? Just let me know. I want to know. I'm interested to know if it's just me or it's a regional thing. What I know the lads who are doing well as well, if you're on fire, let me know. I'm always interested to hear everybody's thoughts and comments, whether you're just generally interested in the motor trade or you're in it yourself. So thanks again, chaps. Appreciate it. If you could do me a favour though before you go, click that like and subscribe button, because it helps me get towards a 100,000 mile milestone, which we should be getting to this year. So if you could do that, greatly appreciated. Thanks again, chaps, and I will see you all in the next one.